Hey pretties, happy Friday. So if you have ever struggled with not trusting your instincts because you weren't sure how things were going to work out, then I want to tell you a little story today. So I've been doing a lot of podcast interviews this week, and inevitably every time I do one, we end up going back and talking about the beginning and how things started, back in 2012 when I first started blogging, and sharing a lot of that story about how my business started then, which it was not a business, it was just a blog at that point in time. As a matter of fact, I blogged for 2 full years before I even made any money at all, but that's a different story. But anyway, we always go back to the beginning and how I started as a blogger. And I tell the story a lot that I had a lot of friends in the blogging community at the time, and many of them would say to me, you're never going to make it in this, right? And I was like, what? Seriously? Like, what are you saying? That's not very nice. And they would say, because you're not trying to sell clothes all the time. And I thought about it and I was like, you know what? They're right. I'm not going to make it. This business model does not work for me. And the reason for that is because I wasn't buying clothes all the time. And that's still the case. So I was putting tons of work into the blog. It was really something that I did because I loved it. I enjoyed doing it. I was learning how to dress myself again. I learned how to rebuild my wardrobe after I got into my yoga pants rut, after I started working from home. I had been a telecom engineer for 14 years before I started doing this stuff. And it was just a fun time for me to be creative and start exploring that side of things. But I didn't have an unlimited budget, and I wasn't just going to go out and buy clothes just to sell things through the blog or to earn commissions. So I just started showing the clothes that were already in my closet and pairing them up in different ways and doing it over and over again. And lo and behold, everybody was right. I was not going to make money with that business model. So the traditional blogging business model was not going to work for me. And I realized that pretty early on. So it was a little bit discouraging because I loved what I was doing. I took a severance package from corporate America and I wasn't sure what was next. I didn't know what was on the horizon. I just continued pouring myself into blogging, showing the things that I had in my closet, pairing them up in different ways, occasionally buying new things, but definitely not putting new things on the blog or on my social media all the time. So whenever I got about 2 years into this and I had almost run out of my severance package, I had like 3 months left, and we had cut way back. Like we were really trying hard to make it work on one income. I remember that the highlight of our week back then, because we were going through the whole, Dave Ramsey, trying to get rid of debt at the same time that I had lost my job. So it was very, very lean. But again, I think back on those times, we used to have $10 Fridays where we would go to Little Caesars and get a pizza and breadsticks and stop at Redbox and get a movie. And honestly, like when I talk to my kids today, they say that was one of their favorite memories from their childhood. So again, like don't discount anything that, you don't have to have a lot of money or make a lot of money to make memories and happiness. And that was definitely proof of that. And I don't regret any of those days. It was difficult, but we made it work. And it was also the thing that lit the fire under me when I realized I had 3 months of severance left, that I had to do something differently. So what I did differently is I launched my program, Outfit Formulas. I started it in 2014. I thought 50 women would sign up. I prayed 50 women would sign up that first time. So I offered it for $10. I cobbled a bunch of stuff together on the back end. It was not sophisticated at all. There was no fancy membership site or pretty graphics. It was all the Allison show, and I was putting it all together. I just cobbled and mishmashed a bunch of systems, got a PayPal button so people could pay me. True story. There was a time that I launched that I actually was giving away the program for free for an entire day and never realized it. But anyway, all that aside, when I launched the program, after blogging for 2 years, after building the community, after serving, 500 women signed up the first time out of the gate, not 50. So anyway, all of this to say that all along I had to